Hi everyone. I'm excited to share some general healer guides and builds for each of the viable healer options soon, but before getting into that, I wanted to share some important healer settings that are, mostly mandatory in order to make healing feel smooth and comfortable in TNL. So I'm going to try to make this a short video, but just open up settings. Start on the first tab under gameplay, and under character. I play in classic mode, and I highly suggest that others play in classic mode as well. I feel like it provides you the most freedom to heal outside of your own party and, select enemy targets you may want to sleep or hit with a certain ability that your tab button wouldn't prioritize, at first. And so I have classic mode on for that reason. Uncheck left click to move and prevent falling. You can keep this option on, auto move to interaction target. It just makes it easier if you're a little lazy to, auto move to objects or NPCs when you click on them. So now into more important stuff. Under the attack category, I have show party member animations on. It helps with, FPS, especially if you don't have like a really strong computer or if you don't like a bunch of like effects flying across your screen at once. So I have that option on. The good thing about this is if an enemy player is targeting you, you will see their skills. So those will remain invisible. The only downside is that if an enemy has an AoE on the ground and you weren't engaged with them prior to them putting that AoE on the ground, and very few things in the game have AoE pools on the ground, you won't see it. So I think the only thing relevant from that is if, with staff, if someone has a frost smoke screen on the ground, and it's a skill that looks like this and it lingers, and they have this T2 staff on that makes that AoE pool root you if you walk into it, you can accidentally walk into an invisible smoke screen and you can't see it. But I'm pretty sure soon the devs will fix that. But moving on, skill buffer I keep off. Some people like this if they play staff. Personally, I don't like it. I feel like it's a little weird. But up to you. You can try it. If you like it, keep it. If you don't use it. Auto move to target, mandatory to keep on. This makes it so when you heal, you're not healing yourself if the person is out of range. So you have to have this on to prevent you from wasting your heals. It would always make it so you're moving in the direction of the person too, which is helpful. So you can easily know in which direction someone is if you don't see them right in front of you. Keep these two options off. I turn on easy direction location designated skills. This makes it so when I want to cast like an AoE field on the ground, when I press the button, it loads this sort of a precast on, and when I release the button, it will actually cast a skill. Right click to cancel this, by the way. But so the way it'll work is if I could just do this, which is an instant cast, which is so much better than the other options. So I have that on. I have these two off because I prefer to use the first option. These two just sort of do similar things, but just not as great. Display cast bar, I have this on, and the wind indicator on, as well as only show debuffs caused by me on enemy players or bosses and stuff like that. When it comes to show character names, I find it helpful to just see the hostile players' relationship marks, so their guild emblems, and I turn off their names and health bars. It just helps with clutter on the screen, so it's easier for me to see my party's health bars, but especially people outside of my party's health bars, so I know if I can heal, if I need to heal someone outside of party. And if I want to heal, like, for example, an ally, and let's say an enemy's right beside them, it makes it easier for me to just click on my ally's name and not accidentally, click on the enemy's name, which can be annoying. So yeah, that's my options here for enemy markers. For friendly players, these are my options here that I have on. For misc characters, those are characters like this that are just gray because they're not hostile, which is like an orange text, and they're also not watch, which would be a purple text, which no watch enemies are here, so I can't really provide an example of that. But yeah, these are misc players. They're just not categorized into anything when it comes to your guild hostile or watch list. So I have them similar to my hostile list, just guild mark, that's all I want to see. And then NPCs, I have them off, just less clutter on the screen is helpful. And then I have these two off. and show your nameplate as well. I have it off so I don't less clutter on my screen again. Have this on. Open weapon details, I keep it off so people can't again look at the weapons that I'm wearing. Not a big deal, but I prefer to just have it off to avoid debating with people in game about which weapons are the best, because you know, there's in a game like this, there's so many options that you can run that are really good, and it's just up to the build you're running and the weapons you're running. So yeah, it just saves me time so I can play the game more and, you know, talk about gear less, if that makes sense. When it comes to target priority, I have attacking players on and hostile guilds on. This is so when you're pressing the tab button, these are the people that your tab button will prioritize first. So people attacking me, I want it to be prioritized first, and then hostile guilds. That's how I prefer it. Something you can do, which is pretty cool, is you can add, if you like, especially if you want to play like sort of an assassin role or a hit squad role, you can add people to a feud list, which is this list here. And my favorite people are on here, and I don't actually hate them. I like these people, but they're really strong hitters, and they prioritize people in my party a lot, so that's why I add them here, so I know exactly where they are. But you can add those folks to that feud list, so when you press tab, you're automatically tabbing to those people on your feud list. So people put healers on that list, heavy hitters on that list, people who often target them on that list, so they can know where they are and be prepared for their ganks, or if they want to kill them, they know where to see them instantly. So that's a helpful thing here. And then these are other things I just keep off, just so my tab isn't messed up during PvP. Auto target when attacking, I keep these off. And in amitois recovery, I usually in PvP have amitois start using the recovery at like 95 to 97%, which I think is pretty good. When it comes to items, like these things are not really relevant to PvP, but I'm just going to scroll through them quickly so you can see what I have on and off. Here. I have this off. It just makes it so when you rotate your camera, you don't have an annoying mouse just randomly on your screen in a random spot. Turn off camera shake. If you like the immersion, then keep it on, but this is where it is if you want to turn it off. Turn this off. Lock camera to lock on target. It can be pretty annoying if you accidentally lock onto someone and it'll just make it hard to turn your camera. Content, I have these options on here. For chat, I have this on. For UI, I have these on. And for my language and time, these are the settings I have. When it comes to notifications, these are what I have on in the game. Another really helpful thing to set up is a combat notification. So, a health notification. So you can actually set it up to where the game will give you a sound like this, or this, or this, or this. So out of these three sounds, the game will play this sound when you reach a certain health number. I have it 30% right now, but actually we'll just set it up at 50. Because sometimes I can distract myself in PvP. So just hearing the sound could just be helpful to remind you that you know, watch your health bar or heal yourself. So I like the first sound. I think it's the loudest. That's how it sounds like, and so that's what I have on, and it'll play at intervals as well. So it'll just constantly ping you to heal yourself or to be mindful of your health bar. And for graphics, this is what I have on. Frame limit, no limit. Vertical sync off. These ones I don't use. For quality, this is what I have on right now. It's what I run on in PvP, mass PvP, wherever I am. This is what my computer can handle. You can reduce vegetation quality. It greatly reduces it greatly increases your FPS. So recommend you turning this on. And these are what I have off over here. Turn these off because they have motion blur and depth of field are turned on by default, so make sure to turn those off. And yeah, have these off. DirectX 12, some people experience it actually crashing your game right now, so turn it off if your game is crashing. Keep it on if it's not. And now into shortcuts, which is another important aspect for healers in this game. So depending on the controls you use, you can use these functions at the top or not. If you're not playing action mode, this doesn't really matter. Going into actions, set these up to whatever's convenient to you. I'll say for healers, it's really important to have stop basic attack and cancel target on. This is helpful so you don't, like, if you're accidentally hitting a tank, you can cancel that right away. Or if you're actually hitting an ally on your watch list, you can cancel that right away. It'll be easier for you if you just stick to the alliance system and just have 3 guilds in your alliance. But if you don't, this is really important to set. When it comes to your morph button, have your morph button on an easy to press button. So I have it on a reassign button on my mouse. So it's just easy for me to morph in PvP, move around. Cancel friendly target button. So you want to set up a button for this, because what it allows you to do is that if you are in PvP and you're using, for example, Touch of Despair on someone, if you want to use Curse Explosion Shield on yourself and you have someone targeted, instead of pressing your party button in the party, which can be it could be an option, but I find it's quicker just to cancel the friendly target and then Curse Explosion, and that way you can apply the Curse Explosion shield to yourself, which is like a 1000 to 3000 health shield, which can be pretty convenient. Other times you're just applying that to your tank or front line or someone who needs it. But yeah, it's just something convenient and to know. It's also really important for the heal that comes from when you perfect block. The only way to use it on yourself is to select yourself, so you can quickly just cancel friendly target and then press the button so you can you know, heal yourself with your heal that comes from your block. Yeah, and then moving on to UI is what I have set. Nothing really changed here, it's just basic UI, it's up to you. When it comes to let's go to features first. So when it comes to features, set up a button for placing pins on the ground. This will be convenient. So you can place down party pins. If you're a guild leader, you can place down guild pins, or any sort of guild officer. So these are very helpful. So just set that up. And then player context menu is also helpful. So you can open up this like shortcut menu on players, which I am for some reason. Oh, press the button. Yeah, but these buttons you can set up on players. You can mark people or open up their character card. Now going into shortcuts, these are your quick slots. Reassign them as you would prefer. Use skill on self. These are important to assign. So any skill that you can use on yourself, you want to set up a use skill on self button. That will make it so you can immediately use a skill on yourself if you have an ally targeted. Same with your heals, same for all those self-use skills. So you need to set this up on convenient buttons. These ones, you don't need to set these up. You don't need to set up astral vision target unless you use astral vision. These are your quick slots, or your consumables. Party shortcuts. These are the buttons so you can click the party number of people in your party. So if you want to quickly select party number 3, you can just press their button and heal them right away. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 set up, which is just very convenient for me. Makes it so I can easily heal and support people or use utility skills on people when needed. Party markers are really important to set up, so you can, obviously mark people when you're in a party. So I think I'm already in a party, so I should be able to just mark myself or heart on myself or any other marker. You can put marks on other people as well, just like that. Even people outside, like enemies, anyone. You can just mark anyone as long as you're in a party. It's like really convenient to know where your healer is, know where your shot caller is, know where your key DPS is in your party, or you can mark targets for your party to kill. So you can use it in many different ways. And we're coming towards the end of it. There's just one more button that's really important to set up. Something also important to set up is your HUD, so your HUD. Set it up to the way you like it. I like putting things closer to the center, so it's just easy for me to keep track of things as I play. But you can set it up to however you like it, and they give you pretty good options to customize your screen the way you want to, so make sure to do that as well. You can save presets, so there's options there. So yeah, so make sure to set this up when you get into the game. And if you want to just further reduce FPS lag in the game, if you go to gameplay content, you can uncheck other players' amitois in the game, and this can help with any FPS issues that you may have. So you should make sure to do this as well. Yeah, other than that, that's pretty much it. So I hope you all enjoyed the game, and I hope these this little mini healer settings guide was helpful to you. And look forward to the build guides that I promised in other videos I'd share. I'd probably start off with one bow or one staff, or I might do both and put in one video, but we'll see how that goes. But feel free to ask any questions you may have. Thank you.